The Advantage Job Index fell nearly 2% in April, the first drop of the year, as employers take a wait-and-see approach to the market by scaling back their hiring intentions. For more now, we're joined by Robert Olivier, the Director of Advantage Professional. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Bob.
How do you rate this nervousness in the jobs market, and secondly, why is it happening?
To answer the second question first, the reason why things have got a little bit jittery is that employers are being faced with maybe a fall in demand, where they're seeing that interest rate hikes, the end of the stimulus package, has started to affect consumer confidence. We've got the Henry Review taking place, budgets, and then probably the Greek situation is also worrying the capital markets, and that feeds on to our largest employers. So that's where the nervousness is coming from. The extent of it and severity is still a bit hard to tell, because 1 month isn't a trend. So I think we really need to wait and see whether this is just a blip in the market or a plateauing of the demand.
Were you expecting this kind of result?
Not unsurprising, but yes, we've had a very strong 9 months. And it has been confident and it has been building. So this is the first time, I guess, we're challenging, well, maybe we've reached as far as it will do in the current circumstances.
So how would you rate it, I mean, historically, from what you've seen?
Well, the market in Australia has done brilliantly. So I think we still are doing very well, and we should be very pleased and happy. The employment market, we've only got unemployment rate, just low 5%. Contrast that to the United States last week, 9.7. They're still in a dire situation. So whilst this may be a slight softening in the market, we still are doing remarkably well.
It's worth going through some of the specific industries and show what jobs are doing there and where it's weakest.
Yes. Well, what we've seen is that there's a number of areas that have suffered particularly, and the only ones that really do well at this point in time, well, this last month, has been areas like IT, engineering and mining, and they're more project-based and investment-based. So employers have taken a decision, we're going to invest in that project, and the jobs are created. Whereas a lot of other sectors, the best example is retail. Things go a little bit light, the people aren't going through the shops as much as they were, and then employers will just say, well, let's hold off. So that's where there's been the most market effect, and where employers have said, well, let's just wait and see whether things are going to turn the corner.
OK, and you mentioned the mining sector there, so not surprisingly, Western Australia seems to be bucking the trend.
Yeah, I mean, it is a two-speed economy, or employment market, certainly, but I think the difference we've noticed is that Queensland is not strong. It is weak, along with many other states. So, in fact, it's performed worse than New South Wales and Victoria in the last 12 months. So Western Australia's standout. It's 28% up on this time last year. The resources boom there is obviously driving many other sectors, whereas look at Queensland, it's a more diversified economy, but tourism is being hit by the strong Aussie. Building construction is down, the property boom is not as strong as it was there, so it's not doing quite as well. But clearly, and maybe you can see some background there behind Mr Rudd's decision to sort of tax the mining companies and the resource-rich states to hand it back, more broadly around the country.
Yeah. When you stand back and look at it, we've still got to say over the last couple of years, our employment record, our unemployment rates have been just staggeringly different from rates in the US and Europe.
Oh, look, certainly. I mean, it is a remarkable story. If you asked me this time last year where I thought the unemployment rate would be, I would be saying, well, we're looking at 7 or 8%. Some economists were tipping 9.5% as the lowest unemployment rate. Now, we've never got anywhere near that. So it has been a remarkable turnaround, and this is an encouraging market, certainly for job seekers.
Bob Olivier, good to talk with you this morning.
Pleasure, thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Bob.